Alright. Now let's finish this trial. This is it. Judgment Day. Today things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. Yeah. What's the big idea? Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. Guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. Hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. Yow! What are you doing? Sorry, I'm sorry. I just thought I could cheer you up with a pat on the back. I have electric powers! Maya? Maybe you should go outside and discharge. No! Become Electro! Right, good idea. Or maybe even Static Shock if you want to be cool. Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Oh yeah, pal. Just gotten into that girl. Approximately 600,000 volts. Detective Gumshoe. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Good morning. How'd it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good. Yogi says he's forgotten his own name. That has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm going to prove it. December 28th, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 3. Court now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready. Right. Very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood. Come on, don't be awed into silence by every little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. At yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake, from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Witness? Why'd you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will now testify. I see. Very well, please begin your testimony. Yes? I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did. But I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for policy. Figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I mean, I need one of these motive things, right? And I don't got one. Need to cough. One moment. Coughing accomplished. So my testimony yesterday stands as it is. As is. Very well. Begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. Yanni Yogi, and I'm going to prove it. Let's see what we have left of the DL6, if anything. Oh no, wait. That's the wrong button. Oh shit. Well, that's gonna make things harder on me. I meant to look at things. check. Okay. I really hope that we don't lose because of that. I'd call what you did running away and not just leaving. You heard Larry's testimony and realized you were in danger. Now, Mr. Wright, there is no need to rush to conclusions. As I said, the witness was not running away. Listen to the testimony. He sure seems relaxed. In fact, they both do. Von Karma and Yogi. Then why'd you leave? Just about to say why. It's so hard for you to just quietly listen when someone is talking. Food? Well, Ollie's a bit of a gourmand, you see. He only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. They only have them in the big pet shop downtown. But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker's shack? Well, I kinda got lost, you see. The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack. Yeah, right, nice try, Von Karmas. No one's gonna believe that. I see. So he was lost. Please, Your Honor, come to your senses. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct? Yep, seems like it. And how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, huh? You know exactly who you are. The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court proof. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in an old codger's head? That's impossible. I'm glad you've come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness, please continue. How can you say you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He cannot hold a grudge. It's impossible. I have to prove he's lying. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends. Might I say something, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? You've been saying the same thing now over and over. You've been calling a witness's memory of the past or lack thereof into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case? Well, yes and no. Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he had nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies. Order. Mr. Wright, there is a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor. Now this is interesting. I would like to know myself, so who is he? Don't play dumb. Mr. Wright, please tell us the witness's name. It's Gregory Edgeworth all along. Edgeworth Papa. Name's Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi? That name seems familiar. Oh. Yanni Yogi from the DL6 incident. It figures the judge would have heard of it. It's such a famous case. But what does this mean? Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Tisking. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This man, this witness is for Yanni Yogi. Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. Allow me to repeat once more that this witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick, how are you gonna prove it? Can you prove that he's Yanni Yogi? It's okay, it's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. I see, that makes sense. Except the evidence is missing. Huh? So very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? The witness has no fingerprints. What? No fingerprints? You see, before I worked as caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with the stuff. What? Yogi, you sneak. Burned your fingerprints off to hide your past. Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity. Except if we take blood. And I'm afraid of it. We will not. Oh. Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? It seems that the case has been decided, no? No? I know what happened, I know everything. Can't prove it. And I can't let it end like this. There has to be another way. There is no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one. Nick, what are we gonna do? Didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do? Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief, hmm? Now that you mention it, yes. Yeah, very funny, you're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot. I mean, I got that idea as soon as you said someone else, but nice to know that you laid it out, obviously, for me. What is it, Nick? No, you're not going to... Your Honor. The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal. Take Mr. Von Karma up on my proposal. Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. Order. Well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Need you even ask? This is a farce, I object. Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested. Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences. Nick, this is crazy. Well, still want to go through with your little game. Fuck it. Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor. This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least I hope so. Bailiff, bring in the parrot. That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name. The witness is ignoring me. Must hurt to be ignored by a bird. Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please testify for us. Hello. Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Very well, begin your cross-examination. Right. What are you gonna do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Talk to Polly like we have to talk to Polly by saying their name. Hello. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right, what do I say? As I recall, 2 days ago... Polly, Polly, have we forgotten something? Squawk, don't forget the DL6. If I can get Polly to say that here, that'll prove that the caretaker had something to do with DL6. Polly, have we forgotten something? Hello, hello. That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot something we forgot. Hello, hello. Oh, it's not working, Nick. She won't say it. It's ridiculous. Why won't she say it? Something the matter, Mr. Wright. He got to the parrot? Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot. Did he train her not to respond if we asked if we'd forgotten anything? Witness, you're here to speak. You must speak to me. Frankly, I can't believe they're just speaking to the parrot. Well, I guess we should try to get some information out of her. Need to show her the judge that her owner is Mr. Yogi. Well, hello. Maybe I should get her to say her name. Polly, Polly, what's your name? Polly, Polly, Squawk. Mr. Rat, I think we've established that this parrot is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity? Yes. It does. Fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity. Then show us this proof. Nick, don't you think you're taking the bluffing a little too far? Actually, no, this one works. Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who's the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All you have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is... DL6 case file. The DL6 case file? It's quite a large file you have there. Which page is this proof on, then? Show us or stop wasting our time. Very well. Mr. Wright, please show us the page. Where in this file is the information connected to the parrot's name? Page 3, suspect data. It's on the suspect data page. This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see? Indeed it does say that, yes. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkins. Polly. Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who'd committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. I see. Guess that is possible. A mere coincidence, that is all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Phoenix, right? Does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé? Only 7 years old. Indeed. Alone, it's a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We need some other corroborating evidence. I gotta find that. Nick, we're getting closer. We just get one more piece of evidence. Right, but what? Very well, witness, you may continue. Why do we have to go through this each time? Maybe we'll get her to say the number of that safe. Safe? Why? Just try to get her to say anything, okay? 1228. 1228. 1228. BL6. What was the number to the safe in the shack? 1228. 1228. Ah, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Rat, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker. Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it. Ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity? Once again, the DL6 case file. That's the wrong button. That's on page 1 though. DL6 case file. What's this obsession you have with that case? Mr. Wright, where in this file is something relating to that safe number? It's on the case summary page. Case summary? Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred. The date of the incident, December 28th. Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago. And the number on that safe is 1228. He used the date of the DL6 incident as the number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him. I see. Certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates. Ah, that is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card's number to 0001 because I'm number 1. Me too. This has nothing to do with a date. Nothing. That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here. This is a mere coincidence, that's all. True, that is a possibility. However, 2 coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker at the boat shop. Immediately. Witness, tell us your name. Wait. This witness, he doesn't remember. No, it's okay. Oh. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yogi, I think, finally. Been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago I served as a bailiff in this very court. Order. Yanni Yogi. So it was you who killed Robert Hammond? And tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, it was me, I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. Lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. And this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter. A pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who'd sent it. I thought this was my chance. After 15 years, this was it. Finally a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? Not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. On karma, where's Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. And the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent, in this case at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. Court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. Yay! No one looks happy for some reason. That is all. This court's adjourned. Hi, Edgy. Maybe don't objection right now. You're gonna make me fight you and Karma at the same time. Wasn't Von Karma. But that means no. Edgeworth, Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we've heard, Rihanna Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick, Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's gonna say he's guilty. He's gonna tell him he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's gonna tell him he killed his own dad. Oh no, what do I do? The judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst. Didn't something like this happen yesterday too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed. That'd be Larry. We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth. He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out. You're right. Careful. For 15 years, I had a recurring dream. Nightmare, it's only a nightmare, that's what I told myself. Now I know it wasn't a dream. Rihanna Yogi wasn't the killer. I mean, in the incident where your father died. From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. Murderer, the criminal in DL6 incident, was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me. Order. Certainly unexpected. The defendant, declared innocent, is confessing to a different crime. A crime for which the statute of limitations ends today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this. It's obvious. We hold a trial right here, right now. We tried this man for his crime of 15 years ago. Think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Preferably while I am on the silly slide. I'm sorry, Wright. I've just wasted all of your effort. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you kill your dad. I didn't want to believe it myself, Detective. But it's the truth. Deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances. This is crazy, just crazy! Nick, what are you doing? Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court record once more. Getting my case ready. Your case? For what? Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. What are you talking about, pal? You just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it. In court. Sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare. What? Just a dream. It's not real. Proof is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight's just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right. It's all gonna come down to that second bullet. That matches the gun that we either did or did not have in evidence. I'm going to assume that we did. Just taking it out of evidence that it doesn't give us much of a... Did it, though? Ugh. Unless the bullet doesn't match. Still bears clear ballistic markings, but it doesn't say for what gun. If it's from a different firearm. These bullets do not match. About the only thing I can get. Because even if... And even then, that's so circumstantial. Fuck. Screw it, we'll figure it out. Now then, I would like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on DL6 incident runs out today. Though it is unconventional from me, I'd like to run this one by the book. I see. Does the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. On Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning. Very well. Oh, Miles Edgeworth, take the stand. Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth. 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. Then testify about this matter to the court. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That'll be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please? That day, I'd gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all. Until now you thought the memory was a dream. We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out and I lost my memory of the events. The same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Give it just a once-over. Read this real quick. No clues found on the scene. After an elevator returning, stun bullet found in heart. Murder weapon fired twice. Here's one thing. What was the trial your father was involved in on that day? I don't remember things very clearly. Only two things. I know my father lost, and Mr. Von Karma was the prosecuting attorney. Mr. Von Karma, you were handling that case? It was 15 years ago, I don't remember the details. That was when Edgeworth pointed out the problem in Von Karma's evidence. I just went to leave, an earthquake struck. So there were 3 people, including yourself, trapped in the elevator. Yes, myself, my father, and Yanni Yogi. We were fine at first. But then as time passed and no one came to help, Father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure. Well, what'd you do then? I was a 9-year-old boy at the time, what could I do? Scared, trembling in the corner. Then... something heavy fell at my feet. What was it? A pistol? I assume it was the bailiff Yanni Yogi's. The safety must have come off when it fell from his holster. You picked it up. What happened next? Did you know it was a pistol when you threw it? I think I knew. Knew it was dangerous. But the air was getting so thick I panicked. So you're saying that you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi? I was in a daze. Okay, we have the evidence part. The gun fired once? Yes? I think. After I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. That gunshot and that scream. Scream. To this day? Yes, I can practically hear it now. I doubt I'll ever forget that scream as long as I live. Here it is. One part of that testimony clearly contradicts the evidence. I don't know what it means. Better find out and quick. Single gunshot. Murder weapon fired twice, so I guess that means that they did acquire the gun. Are you sure you only heard one gunshot? I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream, and everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. No, Your Honor. Fortunately, you don't. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? You really should have taken it from me. We don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. What page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony? Victim data? I think? Yep. Look at the victim data on this file. It says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot. Yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shot? Was there perhaps another shooter who fired that second shot? Stop objecting. Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when that second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident. What? I see. You have a point, Mr. Wright. Murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had something to do with the case? Fucking hope so. Your Honor, I think I'll be able to show you proof. What? Impossible. Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright, show us your proof. You have evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to this incident. God, I fucking hope so. Yeah, that bullet looks perfectly fine. So I guess my choices here are either the picture or the bullet. Logically, right? Because... But I don't know what the game wants me to present first. I say the photo. Or do I say the bullet? The bullet doesn't make a lot of sense except for the photo, right? So I have to say photo. Yeah, here we go. No! Look at this photograph. Yes! This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. You can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. So let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired. Where? Your Honor, please get a clue. Go to judge the contradiction in the photo. Bullet. As should be obvious, the contradiction's here. Bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol, and the bullet remained lodged in his heart. Yet there's also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot. Order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. The case summary, that's on page 1. Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene except this gun. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, any other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. He does have a point. The second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. Other than a bullet. Maybe like a really angry person. Ice pick. I will have order. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly. That the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It's highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. How did this happen? I can't believe the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? Sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick, the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No. You said you'd do it, Nick. You said you get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. Just when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. Along with the evidence, it says 2 shots were fired. So certain of it that I'd won. Thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. Now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick? Well, it seems we finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. Now let's summon in Mia, and for some reason have her give us the bit of important information that we didn't have before, even though we're pretty much at that point already anyway. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No. No, I do not. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention. Yes, I did. Oh no. He's accepted the guilt. Very well. Statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out tonight. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? Here before, it's like my first day in court. There's so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I cannot find the words. Mr. Wright. Your Honor? I object. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object? Nick? Don't know, his case is perfect. Oh no. Must exist. Second bullet. What? What'd you just say? Nothing? Second bullet must exist. Where? Someone took it. Seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Rat. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet. It existed. What? But we've just heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. Really grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But who? The murderer. The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer? Still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet, but why? Huh? First of all, how would they have found it? Not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Rat. Was there someone pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? Murderer did need. Murderer had to find it. The murderer didn't need it. Was there some reason to actually try and find that bullet? They couldn't have known what was happening inside the elevator logically, so there's no way that they would knew that they would need it to be able to blame Edgeworth for the fucking tossing of the gun. I have to go with that one, though. Don't let him. Of course, there was a need. That's why they took it. Possible reason could they have had? The pistol barrel rifling wasn't the same as on the other gun. The reason the murderer took a bullet away from the scene with them is the bullet would be proof. Yeah, maybe they thought that the bullet would be used as proof. Proof? It was a special bullet, so no, Phoenix. If that was the case, then they should have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well. Well, that's a little messy. Huh? Why would they only take one of the 2 shots fired? Different gun? Really thought this through? It's a different gun! No, don't penalize Mo, no. Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Rat? Murderer had no reason to take the bullet. I don't want to admit it, but it's true. Had to take it. Had to... What does that mean? You do normal think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. Rat, it's Your Honor. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But, the murderer had to take that bullet. Had to, Mr. Rat? What do you mean? They were outside the elevator and they got shot. For instance, what? Maybe the bullet hit that thing. The bullet hit the murderer. Just saying, maybe. I mean, if it hit you, you'd have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murder, the murderer themselves was shot. And then left with the second bullet still inside of him? Thus leaving only 1 bullet at the scene of the crime? Yes, I guess that's how it would work. But there's a problem with that. The other 2 people rescued from that elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yana Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside, yeah. Two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. The murderer opens the elevator door, sees the men inside, picks up his free gun, shoots the one he wants to kill, closes the elevator door back up, waits 5 hours. Oh god, no, it's awful. Mr. Rat, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I have ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it. No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick? Huh? I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. Must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that. See. An unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting King. It was to recover from his bullet wound. What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock? He took it because he was injured. Which would mean... could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma. Man. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you've indicated a possibility that the murderer came from the outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh. Did I come out to say it now? Fuck it. Your Honor, there's a suspect. One alone one. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. What? Von Karma. Von Karma? You mean the Von Karma, the prosecutor, the one standing right over there. You don't object? I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. But you pride yourself on a perfect record. How would you take such a long vacation without any reasoning? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident. Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify. Nick, let's find out who his doctor is. It's no use. Edgeworth? You know Von Karma perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. Nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane. No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Well, we know he has at the very least, a daughter. We know he had sex once. So, perhaps that person, just with a pair of tweezers. I don't fucking know. Wait, what does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where? Are you gonna say he never took the bullet out? And I'm gonna go over there and metal detect? Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove I was shot? Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much. What? The evidence that proves that Von Karma was shot is... Von Karma's perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail, but he would risk leaving a bullet inside himself? What the fuck, man? Then I ask, where's that bullet now? I think it's unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. Don't mean. I do. There's the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Is that even possible? For all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, gonna run this over you and see what we find. I refuse. You refuse? Refusing this means acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector. Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. Statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. Nick, what does this mean? I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. Reacted. Something is inside his right shoulder. A bullet. Mr. Von Karma? You. It was you. I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident. What? I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6. Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It's Mr. Wright who must prove something here. Not I. Mr. Wright. Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6? Of course he can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence. That's because you took it out of the records room. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. What? You were close. One day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof. What? You would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth. I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. That's a bullet? Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet's preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings. You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. Wait. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We can analyze both bullets. Then, if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets had to have been fired by the same gun. The very same pistol, in other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you would let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. You should have done that years ago. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Von Karma? Rock. Rarg. Arg. Erg. Ag. Ayug. That scream. Heard that scream before. Ag. Wag. Awug. Wait, I know. Oh, but can't breathe. Quiet, I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. Stop breathing my air. Get away. Get away from my dad. Wag. It's that scream I heard in the elevator. 15 years ago. On Karma. It was you who screamed. Mr. Von Karma. Wright, Edgeworth. Only you would dare defy me. So, it was you. You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record. You left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you. Bury you with my bare hands. 15 years earlier. Chief Prosecutor, I am sorry. Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was careless. Sorry, but you'll have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth. It was a shock like none I'd ever known. Me. Penalized. It took me hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly I found myself in the darkness. It was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The light must have gone out. I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button and nothing happened. Then there was a noise. I got shot in the fucking shoulder. I was in pain, a horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. You were given a divine intervention level chance to kill a lot of people for no obvious reason. And that's kind of bothering me. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who had shot him. Later he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge. What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it. Farewell. It appears that we have come to a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. You were innocent. Are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. Hooray! Yay! That is all. This court is adjourned. Nick, we did it! Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed! I gotta say, I'm impressed. It was pretty close, though. I was sure we'd had it. I know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time, myself. But now it's all just a good memory. So it's finally over, Edgeworth? Right? Yeah? I'm not sure how to say this. I know. Let's try thank you. I see. Thank you, Wright. You're welcome. I think you could have done better than that. Nah. Sorry, I'm not good at this sort of thing. You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. He's got you there. Whoop! Amazing, pal. You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. But who cares? See, Mr. Edgeworth? You should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I see. Whoop. I feel foolish. Don't worry, take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it. It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. Hey, y'all. Lada, what the fuck are you doing here? Y'all were great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats. Thank y'all very much. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Except, you know, when I was saying it was you the entire time. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in a cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lada? Who, me? Anyway, I went back to college. Gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. Really? It's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Huh? It's over, Nick. My life is over. Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now? Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world. You don't look sick. It's Kianse. She's gonna live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind. Should have seen that coming. Hey, Larry? This is Lada. Yo, Edgy, there you are. Yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift from me in celebration. Celebration? That's unusual for you. Harry Butts, come along tonight too, my treat, pal. That motherfucker just handed Edgeworth his fucking lunch money from 15 years ago, didn't he? Not even 15 years ago. However many fucking years ago. Huh? Thanks, looking forward to it. Yo, Nick, that's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right? Yeah, what's up? That envelope that Larry gave me. It's got money in it. Well, yeah, that's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. It's $38, right? It was Larry all along. I mean, they made it kind of obvious, but still, fuck you, Larry. Huh? What a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. $38 exactly? Nick, wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? $38. No. No! Larry, it was you? What are you so surprised about, right? Huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. What? Think back to that day, 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came into school anyway. And he saw that money lying there, and he... rest is history. He never was good at history. Edgeworth? You didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like you did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, all too well. Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I know. Trust me, I know. Really, Wright? I'm surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, huh? Edgeworth? Should have told me. Now, Nick, it was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd say so, yes. There you have it. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. Well, you've always been something of an insufferable emotionalist. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily, too. Death. The death sentence for both of you. Boy, I'd known it would have become a prosecutor. The same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I'd known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth. Wanna switch, right? Hey y'all, line up, I'll take a photo. Photo time, let's go. After that, dinner on me. Detective Gumshoe took us out on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. Oh. Well, we gotta postpone it till he can walk around too. We can't just do his celebration thing while we're... while he's not even there. Come on. Whoa, I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Huh? It's still only 5. Maybe I should go back to sleep. Huh? What's this? A letter? Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium, in training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth, too. I did. I wanted to help you. But I couldn't. I was useless. So I've decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium, for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick. Goodbye? What time is it? The first trains for the mountains have already left. To the station. I guess I'm too late. Hey, Nick, Maya. So, you're leaving? Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Good, okay? Wait. What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Huh? On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister? Yes, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything. Well, yeah, because the fucking chances of some bloke walking by the elevator right at the perfect time to get shot by the bullet and then have power restored, them open up the doors, find people who just fell unconscious while still not waiting a long time after getting shot himself is so extra-fucking-nominal that if you were to come up with that on your own, you are almost certifiably insane. Or really fucking like MacGuffins. In which case, you're certifiably insane. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. Shut the fuck up, you're morale. But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya. Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Evidence? Now Maya has some evidence to cheer her up. I don't actually know. I want to show her the parrot. She actively interacted with the parrot. Huh? Guess I don't understand. I don't understand either. I don't understand. I don't know what to show her. Okay, you don't have to try and cheer me up. But one day I'll come back and be useful, I promise. No, the fucking bullet! Idiot! No. No, 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 no. Oh, fuck. I don't know how to refix that. No. Idiot. The most important and fucking game-changing piece of evidence that without we would have lost the entire fucking thing. And you showed her the fucking parrot? Why are you this stupid? God damn it. Well, I don't want to give an impassioned plea to Maya. She physically can't hear me. That's not how video game characters work, but that things I just said in the self-deprecating part. See you soon, Maya. Thanks, Nick. So my story ends. Time to turn a new page. Say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins. With the same old crazy cast of characters. Huh. Don't think you've graduated yet, amateur. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim. Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling about this. How could I miss the final? Such a dumbass. Hey pal, Mr. Edgeworth came down to the precinct to wish me a happy new year. Talk about a pleasant surprise. Whoop, Detective Gumshoe. Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kinda like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? Huh, Nick? Nah, I haven't seen him yet lately. Who, me? I've been working at a cheese shop. That Missy's a nice lady, but she's not exactly what you call a cheap date. Huh? Oh, she's in Hawaii right now, yeah. You know, if there was one time to fuck up the evidence. Ooh, right? Yeah, I remember him. He's been busy lately. Not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything he knows. Sure, he's grateful. If there's ever a moment to be emotionally compromised to make a stupid decision, I guess it was right then, huh? Phoenix Wright. Ah, the defense attorney for whom I wrote that affidavit for, yes. Well, you should know I've taken over management at the Gatewater Hotel recently. Should it be in the area, please stop by. Oh, it's you. Phoenix Wright. Ah yes, Mia's understudy, was he not? I wonder how he's doing. Haven't seen him for late. Ah, the days of my youth, like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. Phoenix Wright? Is he an actor? I'm not buying it. You can't be a star of a name like Phoenix. But did you know they're finally putting it into their DVD and something? Not that I know what a DVD is or how they use everything he says. How Pleased to announce the Pink Princess is a hit. I'm sure I let Mr. Wright a great deal. Now I'm keeping my face out of the public eye till the show is over. I wouldn't want to ruin any kid's dreams, you know? I got a letter from Maya the other day. Sounds like she caught a cold standing under a waterfall. Wanted to visit but didn't have time, so I sent her some Pink Princess trading cards. She says she can't buy them where she is. What kind of place is she living at anyway? Something's still fishy about that girl. Just something doesn't add up. I don't like it. Right, who's that? You wanna talk? Let's talk, Pink Princess. Alright. But, you know, I snuck into the studio the other day, and I saw her. The one inside the Pink Princess suit. What a dog. It's kind of a shock for a boy of my tender age. Yeah, I remember, right? That lawyer guy. Huh? Me? I'm in training to become a paranormal photographer. You know that picture I took of everyone? Well, just behind him, there's a ghost. For real. Now that's talent. I'm gonna be famous. Oh my god, there is a ghost. No? Brand new episode has been added. Rise from the Ashes. Interesting. Huh. I wonder if that's having to do with it being the computer variant. Who knows? Regardless, I guess I'll see what the frick that is next time. So, there was a credits scene. I kind of have to end this a bit awkwardly. I can't believe I fucked up Maya's evidence thing. Oh god, I feel so stupid. Ah, man. I have a hunch she'll forgive me, though. Alright. We'll be seeing what this next trial is relatively shortly.